What are my biggest questions for the Buffalo Bills going into the 2019 season? Make sure to stay tuned to find out. What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports Max, you guys, with another video. In this video, I'm here with my biggest questions for the Buffalo Bills going into the 2019 season. Now, before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Little NFL videos, NFL content daily. And also make sure to follow me on my social media pages. First, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram page is JT Sports _. The link to that will be down in the description down below. And also make sure to follow me on Twitter as well. My Twitter handle is the same thing as my Instagram username, JT Sports _. Link to my Twitter will be down in the comment section and description down below. So, my biggest questions for the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buffalo Bills, I think they're really underrated. I made a video a few weeks ago about why I think the Buffalo Bills are the biggest sleeper going into the 2019 season. It will be a card, so you guys can go ahead and check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. And my biggest question for the Buffalo Bills, they improved the offensive line, desperately improved the wide receiving core, because the wide receiving core last season was god awful. Anytime you have a wide receiving core that has a 5 to 6 minute montage of nothing but drops and misrun routes, your wide receivers suck. So they improved that. The defense is still solid as well. Drafted Ed Oliver. So basically, this Buffalo Bills team is pretty good. So my first question about this Buffalo Bills team is Josh Allen. Josh Allen, how much is he going to be improved going into 2019? Now, passing-wise, he passed for 2,074 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and completed 52.8% of his passes. Now, I said in a couple of videos that I was surprised about how good Josh Allen was, not throwing the ball, but athletically. I did not expect Josh Allen to be that athletic going into his rookie season. I didn't expect him to be this athletic at all. I mean, this guy had more highlight reel runs than Lamar Jackson last season. So Josh Allen was a big surprise to me when it came to what he was able to do running the football. But when it came passing-wise, he was pretty much what we expected. Only completed 52.8% of his passes, but his wide receivers didn't help his cause also. So Josh Allen, with an improved offensive line and an improved receiving core, is he going to be able to take that next step in 2019? Because this Buffalo Bills team is only going to go as far as Josh Allen takes them. As Josh Allen improves tremendously over this offseason and that goes into the 2019 season, then I think the Buffalo Bills can end up being second or maybe beating the New England Patriots and win that AFC East division. But most likely, I'm just going to say they finish second and they find a way to make it to the playoffs if Josh Allen performs good. Now, if he doesn't and he stays the same, this Buffalo Bills team probably isn't really going to do that much. They'll probably end up going 7-9 or 8-8. But if he's able to improve, now I believe that this Buffalo Bills team is a playoff team. And that's why Josh Allen is probably the biggest question mark that I have for this Buffalo Bills team. Because just like Mitch Trubisky, how good the Chicago Bears are going to be next season all depends on how good Mitch Trubisky is going to be in 2019 and how much he develops. Same thing for Josh Allen. How good this Buffalo Bills team is going to be in 2019 all depends on Josh Allen's development. That's why this is a question that I have, and this is why it's probably the biggest question I have for this Buffalo Bills team going into that 2019 season. Second question I have, the halfback position. How are they going to manage the carries of all the running backs that they have on their roster? They have LaShawn McCoy, they have Frank Gore, they have TJ Yeldon, they have the rookie that they drafted in this year's draft, Devin Singletary. A lot of solid backs. LaShawn McCoy, he's not what he used to be. Got banked up a lot last season. You got Frank Gore. We already know Frank Gore. He's a veteran. He's pretty much able to stay healthy. Last season, he missed a couple of games, but for the most part, he has been healthy for the last few seasons of his career. Got TJ Yeldon. He was pretty solid for Jacksonville. He's an all-around back, can catch passes out the backfield and stuff like that. You got the rookie Devin Singletary. He's a running back that's able to hit the holes hard and gets you a lot of big plays in the running game. So they have a very good group of halfbacks. The question is, how are they going to manage those halfbacks? And I think this is an answer that I don't think I'm going to end up getting answered until, or a question that I'm going to end up getting answered until we get about week 9 of the NFL season. Because mostly when you have a halfback situation like this, it normally goes into the NFL season, and then teams just end up going with the halfback who ends up getting a hotter hand or whatever they call it. So it's going to be pretty interesting. LeSean McCoy, Frank Gore, TJ Yeldon, and Devin Singletary. Who's going to end up getting the most carries? If I had to choose, I think LeSean McCoy is end up going to be the lead back, then Frank Gore, and there's going to be a competition for that third running back position between TJ Yeldon and Devin Singletary. And TJ Yeldon, he's going to be interesting because if Devin Singletary ends up getting more carries than TJ Yeldon, how's he going to end up getting involved with this Buffalo Bills team? Because I think TJ Yeldon is too good of a talent that you don't find a way to get this guy on the field, because he's very good catching the ball out the backfield. He's probably the best halfback on this team catching the ball out the backfield, or just being a receiving back in general, than all the halfbacks that they have on the roster. So in my opinion, I think you have to find a way to get TJ Yeldon on the field. My third question is the wide receiver position. Now, the wide receiver position last season was awful. Now, these guys had a 5 to 6 minute video on YouTube. All you just gotta look up is Buffalo Bills wide receivers drops, and it's literally a 5 to 6 video, 6 minutes, 5 minutes long, talking about nothing, but it just has highlights of the Buffalo Bills wide receivers dropping passes and running the wrong routes. It's terrible. It's a sad thing to see. So I'm very, very glad that they ended up improving this wide receiving core. They got Cole Beasley, John Brown, and they still have Zay Jones, who's probably the best receiver on the roster for the Buffalo Bills last season. Now, Cole Beasley and John Brown, they're not necessarily flashy signings. They're not number 1 wide receivers, or maybe not even number 2 wide receivers, but they have very good hands and they're very reliable. John Brown for the Baltimore Ravens last season was very solid. Cole Beasley has been a pretty reliable target for the Dallas Cowboys for the last couple of seasons now. So they don't have to be the most flashiest guys, but they're guys who get the job done. And you don't have to have an elite group of wide receivers to win the Super Bowl. The last time a team that had a top 10 wide receiving group or a top 5 wide receiving group was all the way back in 2006 with the Indianapolis Colts, and it was led by Marvin Harrison. So you don't have to have an elite group of wide receivers to win the Super Bowl, something that has been proven time in and time out again. So the Buffalo Bills receiving core, they have veterans on that offense. You got Cole Beasley, you got John Brown, guys who Josh Allen can throw to on third down, and he can actually rely on those guys to actually catch those passes. So I think the wide receiving position, how good is it going to be? That's a big question, because this wide receiver group on paper, it's improved, but it still doesn't look very flashy. It doesn't even look like it's a top 15 wide receiving core. Probably amongst one of the worst maybe on paper, but I just want to see how good it's going to be in 2019. That's my biggest question. How good is this wide receiving core going to be? We know it's going to be better than what it was last season, but is it going to be a top 15 wide receiving core, or is it just going to be a bottom of the pack wide receiving core? That's my biggest question when it comes to the wide receivers. Question number 4. How good is the defense going to be? Now, we know this Buffalo Bills team was extraordinarily good, especially when it came to stopping the pass. I think they were second in the NFL in passing yards allowed. They have guys like Jordan Poyer, Michael Hyde, and then they drafted my guy, Ed Oliver. Like I said, Ed Oliver, he's everything that you want in a defensive tackle in this day and age of the NFL. He can get after the passer. He's also fast enough and explosive enough to get those big plays behind the line of scrimmage, clog up those running lanes. He's not the traditional defensive tackle, like Vince Wilfork, a guy who's like 330 pounds who's just going to clog up space. He's a guy who's fast, he's quick, He's athletic. He might not beat you with his strength, even though he is pretty strong, but he's a guy who can beat you with his speed and his finesse, and I really like Ed Oliver. He's very explosive off the line, has a very quick first step. As soon as the ball is hyped, he's there. He's up in your face. He's trying to make plays, has a high motor. I saw a lot of Houston. I saw a lot of him at Houston over the past 2 seasons. This guy has an exceptionally high motor. With this Buffalo Bills team, I think he's going to make that team better. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up being a finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2019. Then we got to talk about Tremaine Edmunds. Now, Tremaine Edmunds, his rookie season wasn't all that impressive. According to Pro Football Focus, he didn't really have that good of a grade. But I think he's going to end up taking a step in the right direction this season. I think he's going to be a lot better than what he was last season, going into his second year of the NFL as a pro. And yeah, that's pretty much it. How good is this Buffalo Bills defense going to be? Are they going to take a step? Are they going to end up becoming the best defense in the NFL? Are they going to end up taking a step back? Because good defenses in the NFL, they don't really last that long. Normally a good or elite defense, they normally last about 2 or 3 seasons. And it's going to be interesting seeing this Buffalo Bills defense. I think this Buffalo Bills defense is a big question to me. Not talent-wise, but are they going to be able to maintain that same level of play that they had in 2018? Are they going to be able to maintain that same level of play in 2019? And that's why the Buffalo Bills defense is a question mark on my biggest questions for the Buffalo Bills. Now, I'm not saying that I think the defense is going to be bad. I'm just wondering, is this defense going to be able to maintain the same level of success that they had in 2018? So this is it for my biggest questions for the Buffalo Bills going into the 2019 season. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.